What's going on, my J2C channel? Welcome back, all my crypto army. We're here to become millionaires. So in this video, I want to talk about the cryptocurrency that has one of the highest potentials to change our lives. Now, the purpose of my videos is not to tell you to buy, hold, or sell. It's to give you the information that you need to make your own informed decision. My true hope and my goal by creating this YouTube channel was to help spread some knowledge, to give people the opportunity to have money and be in a position that they've never been before, right? This is going to be one of the greatest distributions of wealth that has ever occurred, and it's going to start very simple, right? And there's going to be a lot of forces trying to stop us from obtaining power, because these groups that have been in power for so long, they don't want other people in power. They want it all for themselves, more power. And so my intention here is not to tell you what to buy, hold, or sell. It's to try to give you some detailed information so that you can make your informed decision, right? In this video, for example, about XLM, if you are interested in that and you want to learn a little bit more about the cryptocurrency before you make a purchase, that is my goal. My hope is that every single one of my followers and then some who've invested in some of these cryptocurrencies change their life, change the way that they look at money, change the way that they spend their money, right? So before I do that, if you guys really find my information useful, you like my videos, please like and subscribe below. It really helps me out. Hit the notification button, select all for all the notifications, so whenever I post, you can get some of the latest details. All right, so we got to look at things as, what are millionaires? How do we create wealth? So millionaires are people who just, rich people are people who just have a ton of money, but they just maybe ran into the money. They don't really know what it is, right? But I think the new generation of people that are really investing in cryptocurrencies like Stellar they're starting to understand that you can take your money and invest it and make your money work for you. Make your investments generate money for you so that you don't have to spend 40 hours a week minimum, so that you can make just enough money to pay for your food and your mortgage, and your kids have everything they need. It's definitely changing the way I think about money. So 5-10 years ago, I would have never thought that investing was a thing for me. And if I ran into $1 million then, I would have said, I'm getting myself a really nice car, a really nice house, and then guess what? There goes the majority of my money. $1 million almost gone on a depreciating asset, and only one minor investment that I may not learn to appreciate or can afford down the line. Today, I invest in cryptocurrencies because I want to build my future. I want to develop my wealth so that this is something that's not just going to end with me, that I can pass on to my kids so they can pass on to their grandkids. So I really hope that everybody here is who's holding, and they're really strong about their position on a certain crypto, so that when things hit the fan and then all the mass accumulation begins, you're going to be there riding the wave, the rocket to the moon on some of these cryptocurrencies. So back to Stellar. Stellar is doing some incredibly massive things, and when you go to their website, you're seeing what they want you to see. There's a lot of projects that haven't been officially set, or maybe they don't want to be released publicly yet, right? So everything that you're seeing here is only the beginning. It's only things that have been publicly leaked, or on purpose posted here, or some of the other stuff has been leaked without them trying to leak it. So there's a lot going on, and sorry, Bobby, you're choking. So there's things you have to understand. That there's people that are going to read the news, understand the foundation that Stellar is setting here, and there's people who are going to look at the price and judge a cryptocurrency on its price, right? There are people who are going to come over here and say, "Oof, this is down from here. This crypto is terrible," and that's the worst assessment I've ever heard in my life. That is coming from a person who does not understand investment and doesn't understand what's going on in the background. The only thing these people who are investing are looking for are for quick gains. And when you have somebody looking for quick gains, they're the ones that get scared. They're the ones that bought it way up here at almost 75 cents and sold it down here at 30 cents. They don't understand. They're paper hands. They don't understand that things will come up. They always come back up. But they don't have the patience, and maybe they took funds that they weren't able to really spend, right? Like I've heard of people taking car payments, credit card payments, mortgage payments, money dedicated for food, and invested in crypto, hoping that they would make big, and then end up losing money and getting scared and selling. You're the type of person that the legacy system loves because there is a lot of suppression going on, right? You're talking about the old money, the banks. Some powerful people out there, millionaires, whales, banks. I mean, you have companies that are super whales, have so much money, and the worst part is they have connections to each other. So when they want to suppress something, they will. These are the people that control the media. They control a lot of the economy. They control some politicians. I mean, they're the ones that are coming in here and suppressing things on purpose. They're the ones that try to scare you off with the articles telling you that this is the end of cryptocurrency or that cryptocurrency is a scam. Why? Because they want to accumulate. They know these big projects. They're involved in some of the biggest companies in the country, in the world, and so they're involved in what's coming in the near future. They don't want to buy it at the highest price. They want to shake the tree. They want to scare you. They want to take away your motivation, and they want to take away your future. So these are the people that want to shake the tree to have as much people fall off the cryptocurrency and give up altogether on cryptocurrency, so that when the price tanks, they will accumulate like never seen before, right? And so things are looking up for Stellar right now. I mean, we're sitting at the 24-cent mark, around there, 23 cents. But they still has a potential to shoot up, and it still has a potential, the entire crypto market, to collapse. I mean, devastating. I mean, really go down to Bitcoin all-time or recent lows, where it was like 3,000-4,000. There's still that possibility, and I'm not saying that's ever going to happen. I'm just telling you that there's always that chance. Why? Because again, they know what's coming. There's going to be some massive changes to the way the economy works around the world, right? And there's governments that are looking at cryptocurrency to replace their fiat money printing currency, and so they already know what's coming down the line, but they're not talking about it. When they talk about what they've chosen, they don't say the names, but they say what Stellar does. And so the United States is going to be one of the biggest adopters of Stellar. I mean, if you're talking about one of the richest countries in the world taking on a cryptocurrency as its financial form of payment, you can already know how much XLM it's going to take to do that. It's going to be a lot. And not only that, but you have companies around the world, or countries around the world, starting to adopt cryptocurrency. And one of the things that Stellar, along with a few others, are doing is they're creating educational videos. So they're sending these educational videos and creating classes to teach kids around the world through Zoom or through a website or through a video, such as South America. There's a lot of movement in Mexico, Argentina, Peru. There's Brazil. There's some movement going on. They created a wire, the company integrated with Stellar, so that they can easily send money. Something people don't know is that it can take up to 30 days to send money to another country. I mean, imagine your family, let's say, God forbid, you're in the United States, and your family on another side of the world or another country needs money urgently, something urgent like a medical condition, need to see a doctor, and you go to send the money. Okay, it's going to take 30 days for that money to get there. That is devastating to me, to hear that somebody's family has to wait that long just to get their money. I mean, it's insane. And Stellar solves this problem. And so they're starting to educate people, and children specifically, in South America and Africa. Africa is another country that's starting to develop very nicely. These economies in South America, Africa, are going to, someday boom in the next 20 years. You're going to see a lot of money coming in and out of those countries that have been suppressed for so long by these countries, I mean, if you look historically, everything was done to keep Africa in the dirt. South American countries, a lot was done to keep them in the dirt, but they're starting to rise up. Their economies are starting to develop, and there's, what better way to control what they use than to start teaching their kids, educating them on what these things are, so that they grow up with this idea and understanding of what these cryptocurrencies are doing for them in their countries, and they can implement it, because these are future politicians, teachers, doctors. They're all, that's the future of the world. And so what better way to properly educate a country than to teach the children, right? And so I would expect to see a lot out of these minority countries, these countries that haven't had a lot of money historically. And it's going to be really good to see them doing better, so much better. Hopefully, they can properly develop their country and provide very much needed services to their people without their governments just, being thieves and stealing from the citizens. And so this is going to be something very nice to see, and Stellar understands this, and that's why they're on top of this, right? But that's not all that Stellar is going to be doing. They're creating a voting system where they can vote on certain changes for the company. That's going to develop, it may seem very tiny. Okay, yeah, I can, and it's going to be free, I believe. But no, people don't really care about that. They don't understand that the voting brings trust. Right, so the majority vote on these changes or certain things within a company. That creates trust, more so that the government can never come to this cryptocurrency and say you did things wrong, because they're transparent. They post all their finances online, every transaction, where their money's going to. You see that. They clearly post a future. They're a non-for-profit. Their CEO makes nothing out of this, right? I don't think their CEO actually took any cryptocurrency when they created it. So how much more does that legitimize XLM than what Danielle Dixon mentioned, that she doesn't have any XLM because she never got any from the company. So to me, that's absolutely amazing thing for a company, and it just makes XLM so credible. But that's not all. It's not just all payments and all, currency. Stellar is doing a lot of other things, right? Stellar is, what are they doing also? They're creating smart contracts. So this is going to bring over a lot of companies that don't want to build on the Ethereum network. You guys already know I'm not a fan of Ethereum, their gas fees, and the shady stuff the company has done in the background to kill Ethereum 2.0. But they're going to start building on Stellar Network because the fees are going to be minimal. Right, and on top of talking about fees, Stellar is going to be charging network fees that are very small, but those fees are all going to get burned, meaning the 50 billion XLM tokens will become more and more scarce as time goes on. Stellar's also getting into the metaverse. Metaverse is massive right now. It's going to be digital real estate, and there's going to be so much money to be made on these metaverses, and it's the way of the future. So they're not missing out. Stellar is getting into every aspect possible, and they're doing things the right way. What else is Stellar doing? There's talk about a global casino possibly being built on Stellar. Now, gambling is big around the world. People love to gamble, right? It's an escape, and for some, unfortunately, it's an addiction. But that's going to bring a lot of money, transactions, to Stellar if this gets done. When is it going to happen? It's very unclear when it's going to happen, if it ever does. I strongly believe that a lot of these companies are waiting for political drama to get settled and give some regulation clarity, so that these companies know what to build, so that they can follow the law and not get audited, not get taken to court, not be made an example of, kind of like what they're doing to XRP. So this is something that to look forward to. I am looking forward to regulation clarity from these governments, so that we know which cryptocurrencies are going to be the winners and losers, right? This is why I'm sticking to certain cryptocurrencies that are known to have a good function, whereas if you invest in something that doesn't really make sense, doesn't really have a future, doesn't really do anything special, I'm staying away from those, because sure, some of them may be winning now, but I believe they're going to lose in the future. It's going to be a lot of losers in the future. There's also There's a lot going on with Stellar, but some of the biggest things are, the metaverse coming up, the cryptocurrency being used around the world by the governments. But there's a lot of projects that are not being talked about, right? And these projects, like the MoneyGram one that was leaked, it was massive, massive. That in itself is just proof that there's a lot going on in the background that is going to take Stellar to the next level. So here's what I think is going to happen in the near future, and it's a very high possibility. There is always that chance that Stellar, Bitcoin, and everything is going to have a massive crash. After that massive crash and massive correction, you are going to see accumulation of the cryptocurrency, especially Stellar, like you've never seen before, right? This is when the price of Stellar is going to go parabolic. People think that it's not possible for it to reach certain heights. Oh, it's possible, and it's going to happen. It just takes a lot of money and investment and retailers to do that. If you had the same amount of people investing in Stellar like you do in Shiba Inu and Bitcoin, this thing would be breaking all-time highs every single day. And it's going to happen. Such a coin doesn't have this much usability without the the consequences of such investments, which is increasing in price, right? It's just that these banks want to shake the people off to get as many people off it so they can get it low. And what's going to happen is when this mass accumulation happens of Stellar and Stellar goes parabolic, the number of people that are going to miss out on this is actually truly sad, because we have so many people that are in such need of money. Their families need money. It's going to change their life. And they are just scared to hold on in fear of losing everything. And that's not the case at all. And so, in my personal opinion, what I'm going to do, and I'm not telling you to do the same thing, this is just what I'm doing, I'm going to hold as long as it takes, and I'm going to keep accumulating because it's going to be brutal. It's going to be a lot of weight, a lot of up and downs, a lot of sideways action. But to me, the longer it takes for it to go up, the longer I have to accumulate some Stellar under my name. And so I really hope you guys do your proper research and you do well-educated decisions because Stellar is going to change the future. The future is already changing drastically. We don't trust our fiat currency anymore. Why? Because these politicians just keep printing and printing and printing, and they don't care about the consequences. And so you can't do that on a cryptocurrency. And so this is where the future is going to go. Pay close attention to what happens. Pay close attention to not what the news says. Pay close attention to what the whales and the smart money do. All right, guys. That's it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you guys do enjoy it, please like and subscribe. Hit the notification button. It really helps me out. We're increasing in followers every day, and when we reach 1,000 followers, I'm going to be doing some kind of giveaway of cryptocurrency. So please stay tuned, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.